Do you ever feel like you're spending every day chasing something you can't even see? Like, no matter how much you earn, it just never feels like enough. And the stress just keeps building? If you've ever laid in bed wondering, is this what life is supposed to feel like? Well, you're not alone. I know what it's like to believe that one more paycheck, one more promotion, one more milestone will finally bring peace, only to find yourself emptier each time. I spent years watching days slip by while I kept telling myself I was just a little behind, that someday I'd feel secure, proud, or free. But someday never came, and it really hurt at some points. I'm not here to hype you up with shallow advice or tell you to grind harder. I'm here because I learned the hard way that chasing money without understanding what actually matters is the fastest way to wake up with regret. So if you're tired of feeling like you're sprinting toward a finish line that never appears, and you're ready for grounded guidance on what really makes life worth living, you're in the right place. And before we dive in real quick, if you're done watching your days slip by without progress, and you want to wake up with more clarity and control, I put together a free ebook with 12 powerful tips to instantly boost your productivity. It's completely free, and it's designed to help you break the cycle of wasted time so you can finally start building a life you'll actually be proud of. You can grab it below, first link in the description. But what if the real reason you feel stuck has nothing to do with how hard you work and everything to do with what you've been taught to chase? Because what you're about to hear might explain why so many people die wishing they'd lived differently. We're told that if we work hard enough, save enough, grind enough, everything will eventually feel secure. That someday we'll wake up with the peace we've been chasing. But here's what actually happens. The longer you chase money, the more life starts to blur together. Wake up, work, worry, sleep. Your weeks turn into months, your months turn into years. And before you realize it, life isn't something you're living, it's something you're surviving. I had a friend who by 23 has made multiple six figures, but he still just tells himself, a little bit more income, then I'll finally relax. Every time he hits a new goal, he feels amazing for like a week. Then the stress would come right back, stronger than before. A survey found that people at nearly every income level believe they'd feel secure if they made just 20% more. That means no matter how far you climb, the finish line always moves. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how fast you pour, it never fills up. And the longer you keep chasing, the more your days start to feel empty, no matter how much you earn. But what if the real heartbreak isn't just wasting your days on the grind? It's believing that someday you'll finally start living when that someday might never actually come. Stay here because what comes next could change how you see every plan you've made for your future. So we all love to believe in the idea of someday. Someday, when you finally make enough money, you'll travel, rest, spend more time with the people you care about. Someday, you'll actually live the life you keep daydreaming about. But here's the truth. Most of the time, someday doesn't show up. Life happens right now, not in some perfect future where everything magically lines up. I'm sure you hear so often that people spend decades of their life saying, once I retire, I'll finally start living. And they work weekends, skip vacations, and barely see their kids grow up. Then just months into retirement, they get sick. All those plans are gone in an instant. It's brutal, but it's real. Another study found that 82% of retirees wish they'd spend more time enjoying life instead of worrying about money. Someday thinking is like planning a party but never sending the invitations. The day you're waiting for it never arrives. And the longer you keep believing in someday, the more today slips quietly through your fingers. But what if the harshest regrets aren't about what you planned to do, but they're actually about what you never gave yourself permission to do right now? Stick around because next you'll want to hear what real people regret most when it's too late to change anything. When people know the end is near, they don't talk about their salaries, promotions, or investments. They talk about moments they missed, feelings they never shared, dreams they buried under responsibilities and fear. Bronnie Ware, a nurse who spent years caring for people who are dying, wrote a book about the most common regrets people have on their deathbeds. And none of them were about wishing they'd worked harder or made more money. They were things like, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I'd spent more time with the people I loved. I wish I'd let myself be happier. Imagine lying in bed, knowing your time is up, realizing you traded irreplaceable moments for a sense of security that never actually made you feel safe. That's the pain most people face. In Islam, we believe our sustenance is already written for us, but our test is how we choose to earn it. If it's written that you'll make $1 million, your test is whether you'll earn it morally through honest work or immorally by harming yourself or others. So the whole idea of that is that chasing money can't change what's written for you, but it can change who you become. So why do we fall into this trap generation after generation, even when we know exactly where it leads? What I'm about to show you explains why escaping this regret is so hard. Why do we keep falling into the same trap? Because from the time we're kids, we're taught that our worth is measured by what we earn. We're praised for getting good grades because it means a good college. We're pushed towards careers with higher salaries, even if they make us miserable. And then, as soon as we hit social media, we're bombarded with people flaunting cars, vacations, and luxury that we're told we should want. A Harvard study found that 85% of people's life goals are shaped by social comparison, not by what actually matters to them. It's like measuring your worth with someone else's ruler. Even if you know deep down you don't care about flashy things, watching others flaunt them makes you question your own path. And we all know that one person flexing their new car payment like it's an accomplishment. But chasing a life you don't actually want doesn't just waste your money, it wastes your life. And just a reminder, don't forget there's a free ebook below with 12 powerful tips to help you reclaim your days and build the life you know you're capable of. Again, it's completely free, and it might be exactly what you need to start changing things today. So even if you see the trap, something keeps you chained to it. What is it, and why is it so hard to break free? Well, stick around because the next part could reveal the secret keeping you stuck. It's one thing to see the trap, and it's another to break free. Because the world doesn't just teach us to want more, it rewards us for it. Every time you get a raise or a bonus, you feel a rush of excitement. That rush is dopamine, and it's the same brain chemical triggered by sugar and social media. You don't even realize you're getting addicted. A study found that even after big income jumps, people's happiness quickly returns to where it was before, and they start craving more money to chase the same high. It's like sprinting on a hamster wheel. You feel like you're moving faster, but you're not really getting anywhere. And deep down, a part of you knows you'll never reach the place you're running toward, because the idea of just a little more always feels like the solution until it becomes the prison. That's why so many people wake up one day, years later, wondering where their life went. Because chasing more kept them busy enough to avoid the one question that could have saved them. What is actually enough for me? So if chasing more can't satisfy you, what actually makes you feel truly rich, even if you don't earn another dollar? I'll talk about that right now, so what comes next could change what you value forever. So if more money won't give you the peace you crave, what will? It's easy to forget, but it's not complicated. Because real wealth has almost nothing to do with your bank account. Real wealth is having mornings you don't dread. It's having conversations that leave you feeling seen, not small. It's knowing you can slow down without your world falling apart. We all know people who never earned more than a modest salary, but they died surrounded by people who loved them deeply. And when they're gone, people will cry, laugh, and share stories about how they made them feel safe and inspired. Compare that to the person who dies alone with a giant portfolio but no one willing to stand by their bed. Another Harvard study, which is one of the longest studies ever done, found that the number one predictor of lifelong happiness wasn't income or achievements, but close relationships. It's like having a calendar filled with laughter instead of a bank account filled with meaningless zeros. Because in the end, peace comes from presence. And the people who die feeling richest are usually the ones who realize this before it was too late. Because when you reach the end, one truth hits harder than any paycheck you've ever chased. Now stay with me, because what I'm about to share could be the wake-up call you've been needing. Picture yourself lying in a hospital bed, realizing time is almost up. You don't think about your paychecks or the times you worked late. You think about birthdays you missed, sunsets you ignored, conversations you cut short because you were too busy. Because at the end, the things we regret aren't about what we didn't earn. They're about what we didn't give ourselves permission to enjoy. It's like running a race for a prize you never really wanted, and only realizing it when there's no chance to turn back. That's the pain a lot of people face, spending decades chasing what they thought would make them happy, only to find it left them empty. But you don't have to wait until the end to wake up. You can decide now that you'll start measuring your life by moments, not money. And if you're ready to break out of the endless chase and start living with clarity and purpose, don't forget there's that free ebook below with 12 powerful tips to help you reclaim your time and start building the life you know you're capable of. Again, it's completely free, and it might be the small step that saves you years of regret. So here's the truth. You don't regret the money you didn't make. You regret the moments you missed chasing it. Because what keeps you up at night isn't just wondering if you'll have enough. It's the quiet heartbreak of waking up one day and realizing this isn't the life you pictured. A life that's not terrible, but deeply underwhelming. And if you've ever caught yourself thinking, I thought I'd be more by now, well, you're not alone. My last video was a video about accomplishment. It unpacks why, even when you're trying your hardest, life can still feel like it's not enough, and how to finally start feeling like your days belong to you again. You can watch it right here, because it might finally put words to the feeling you've been carrying all this time.